This here is a package that's technically an unboxing, but it's gonna be different than usual. My friend Jordan sent me these boards because I reached out and I offered to clean them up for her, and then she asked for some of them to be resized. So I'm gonna go through my thought process on why I'm gonna do certain things. Hopefully you guys can kind of gain your own knowledge here for cleaning up your own boards, repurposing them, reshaping them, or even if you make decks, hopefully this will be helpful. So without further ado, let's get started. Oh my gosh. Okay, so here's what we have in store. These are all G15s, and man, oh man, let's see if it focuses. These are properly beat up. I hope she doesn't mind, but I'm gonna take off these stickers. It's also a good thing that she wants them resized because the edges are really loved up on. It's actually cool to see when people really can get boards to this point. This is just wild for me to see. And last but not least, I'm just gonna get some gloves on and then work on the tape residue first. So that's where we'll start. I have my latex gloves and Goo Gone. That's just for like the stickiness from the adhesive of the tape on top, which isn't terrible. Looks like most of that is off. Still want to start with that. And then if I'm having any issues getting any big gunks off, I'm going to use this Goof Off Pro Strength. So let me get some paper towels too, but definitely if you're using any kind of products like this, make sure you wear gloves. It's not worth it to get your hands really messy. Just go and buy some gloves. The Goo Gone was enough for now. I'll see if I need Goof Off later, but this is a good starting point. But if there's anything like clumpy that's really sticking to it, just take an X-Acto or razor blade or of some sort and just kind of pick it off. Make sure you're extra careful though. If you have a dog or a cat, it looks like they were munching on the edges here. This is like a properly used board. Next, I will be taking some like medium grit sandpaper, probably 220. You don't want anything too low because it'll really take off a ton of the actual veneer, but I just want to really take off most of the lacquer and get a clean slate. I'm going to stick with 220 and then we'll catch up right after that. Now that I've got these all scuffed up with my 220 grit sandpaper, I'm going to take my 1/8 inch drill bit and clean up the holes. And then I have a countersink bit that I'll be cleaning up the countersinks with. If you do not have a countersinking bit, just take a small Phillips head screwdriver and just kind of work your way around the countersinks. Okay, this is where I'm gonna need to experiment a little bit. Some of these boards still have bad discoloration. The blue and the green decks, they're totally fine. Those are gonna come out really good in terms of like matching the same color they came in as. The orange looks like the lacquer was worn right through, and then the veneer had a lot of points of contact with rails, ledges, obstacles, stuff like that, so it's super discolored. I don't know how I'm gonna get this coloration out. Maybe I'll take some higher grit sandpaper, but I don't want to wear down the veneer so thin because then it'll lose a little bit of its strength. So I'm gonna do some experimenting. So that's the orange, the maple's pretty discolored. So I'm gonna work on cleaning those up again, and then we'll see what works and what didn't work. And if not, I'll come with some solutions. All right, so I tried some Goof Off. And it went right through my gloves, so not gonna work right now. I did take higher grit sandpaper. I took 400, and it lightened it up a little bit more clean. Not quite where I want it to be, so I figured I might as well start shaping them down I have to double check, but I think two 30.6 millimeters and then two 31, or I guess there's 5 boards, so that's not right. So I'm gonna check my messages. Right, so sanding is done, and I've learned a few things. So I'll start off with, it was a little bit difficult getting it to exactly 31 and then exactly 30.6. So these two ended up being 31, right on the dot. I did go back over some high grit sandpaper, so they're looking really clean. For these, all I'm gonna do is lacquer them. So those are set. Now the 30.6, it's just difficult to get it exactly on the money without a template. I guess it's just more patience is required. This one ended up being like 30.5 or 30.4, so it is a little bit thinner. This white one that I couldn't get much cleaner. I think I'm gonna do a paint job on these. Pretty clean. Oh, excuse me. Sorry, not you. So the third 30.6 millimeter deck, it's not super clean, but I think a little bit of lacquer will brighten this up. You can see a little bit of chipped nose here. I don't want to sand that down. It's going to be a really short board, but this is what we're looking at. I think what I'm going to do is airbrush these, and I've got some designs in mind. So I'm going to start off by just giving it a white base coat, and then we're going to take it from there. Now, I'm not very good at airbrushing. This is kind of, hold on. Okay, sorry, there was a lot of dust. So I'm just kind of gonna take it slower, do the best I can, because honestly, they're gonna look better than how they came in. I'm gonna show you just the end result, just to make it simple. So you're gonna see that next. The decks are finished curing. I have 4 coats of lacquer on them. I did end up doing a semi-gloss spray over a full gloss spray, mainly because a full gloss will catch a lot of light and it'll really show those imperfections, versus a semi-gloss, you still have some shininess, but it'll kind of conceal some of the dents that were on this board. But I am super excited about these. I really hope Jordan likes them. If you guys like this sort of content where I'm showing you how to make stuff, be sure to let me know down below in the comments, as well as leave a like on the video. I appreciate you guys taking the time to watch this. Thanks so much. Catch you soon.